Dallas Cowboys, they pulled off a victory in a very disgusting game. And then the Buccaneers took a mighty L in probably a worse game. The worst game of the great Tom Brady's probably career. I mean, statistically, no, but it was bad. So we'll start with the Cowboys. So Dallas Cowboys took a W away from the New York Football Giants. They won 21-6, holding the Giants to only those 6 points. A field goal in the first quarter, field goal in the third quarter. And for some reason, Dallas could not muster out more than one touchdown in this game, even though they intercepted Mike Glennon 3 times in that game. Dak, stats-wise, 28, 37, 217 and a touchdown. Tony Pollard put up the most yards at 12 carries for 74. I forgot it. I don't even know if Zeke played in that game, it feels like. I kid. We know he played, but it doesn't feel like he did. He had 16 carries for 52 yards. But my question is for you, Jimmy, as we jump right into this game is, should we be concerned that the Cowboys are struggling to score?
No. We should not be concerned about the Cowboys because what they're doing is going to get them through the regular season. With what they're doing, they're actually winning. Notice I said regular season. Okay.
Right.
Yes, you're only averaging 4.8 yards a play in your last 3 games, 24th in the league. That's abysmal. Yes, you have passed for under 250 yards in these last 3 games. Yes, but that's okay.
Okay.
Because you have studs on defense. Your defense is the healthiest that it's been. And like I told you all 3 or 4 weeks ago, I wanted to prepare you for this. Don't look at Dallas the way you normally do. Look at them as a running team first.
Yep.
Pass the ball second. Dak, throw when you need to. That formula is winning, is going to get you through the regular season. Because up next, Jay, correct me if I'm wrong, they have the Washington football team, who they beat a couple of weeks ago, 27-20. You have the Cardinals after that, who are sputtering. We'll get to them later.
Yep.
And then you have the Eagles, who knows what they're going to look like by week 17. They're so up and down. But you know that you're better than them. So this is going to get you through the regular season perfectly. Hell, it's probably going to get you through the first round of the playoffs. But then after that, you could run into some problems where Dak is going to be in situations against a Rams team or Tom Brady or the Packers where he's going to have to win the game with his arm and throw the ball. So we will worry about that then. But for right now, do not be concerned about what's going on with the Cowboys.
You see, I don't think that they'll have a problem winning a game with Dak throwing the ball. Mm-hmm. It just doesn't feel like they've been in sync at all since he came back from injury. When he went out, and he was injured and they had the bye week. Ever since he's come back, it looks like they've been struggling. It just does not feel like the same Dallas Cowboys that we saw at the beginning of the season. Like you said, they're not throwing for over 200 yards, like 250 yards, really all in any of these games. Dak is going up and down. Last week he had 56% completion. This week 75%, which is really good and on par of what we're expecting from him, but one touchdown against a Giants defense that's abysmal. What are we doing? What are we doing? Like, your defense is putting you in situations to destroy teams. If you're not capitalizing today, what faith should I have in them capitalizing in the playoffs?
Okay, well, maybe it's this. Let me think for a second. All right, so the book, I think it's 48 Laws of Power, where it talks about always seem less intelligent than you actually are. Fool people into thinking that you're not very smart. That's how you creep up on them when they don't know it. So with Mike McCarthy, maybe what he knows is this defense, is healthy as it is, playing at the level that it's playing at, is good enough for me to get through the rest of the regular season. And if a few things go right, maybe even get that number 1 seed, but at least get the 2 seed, because that will give you an extra home game, we'll say. So maybe he knows that. So maybe he says, okay, because of that, and because I know that Dak's calf isn't quite right, maybe Kellen Moore, I tell him to close portions of the playbook that we don't need against these teams that we're playing, because, come on, they could have used 15% of the playbook yesterday, and they still would have beat the Giants by double digits. So maybe it's that. And then you unleash more of what teams don't have tape on when you reach the playoffs. So maybe it's some sort of tactical maneuver like that. It may not be. I don't know if McCarthy thinks that way.
Yeah.
But what if it's that?
Possibility. I'm still just concerned at the fact that 27 against the Saints, which the Saints have a good defense. 27 against Washington. They're getting better, but they're still not that great. And then 21 against the Giants. who have been abysmal this year. Jimmy, you know how many points the Giants has given up this season?
They're still giving up points to all the other teams.
They gave up 37 to the Chargers. The Dolphins scored 20 points on them. The Chargers almost scored more. The Dolphins almost scored more points than Dallas, or about equal, 20-21. They gave Philadelphia they beat Philadelphia, and they got that. They gave 30 to Tampa Bay, and the Chiefs, of course, only scored 20. So it's like the Cowboys beat them 44-20 earlier this season. And you got 3 interceptions. Glenn didn't even throw 400 yards. The defense did it. And I guess that's, to me, my problem. And you're right. They're healthier than they were. The good thing is that the defense is playing healthy, and they look like they're in sync, and I guess that will save them later this year. I don't know.
But didn't we used to complain about that in the sense that when Dak used to have to throw the ball 45 to 50 times, that was way too much? He needs to be throwing less, running the ball more. So it's like, now that they're doing that, and I know a lot of people wanted that, then why are people worried or concerned that they're doing what a lot of people said they should have actually been doing a long time ago?
Because he hasn't had a game where he's thrown under 30 times, but the first 3 weeks of the season.
Okay, so what it is people are worrying that he can't do that anymore.
The problem is that he's throwing it 32, 51, 39, 31, 43, 47, 40, 39, and 37, and they're still not putting up points. That is your problem. And like you said, the defense is doing everything for them. They're getting them the ball, probably in optimal field positioning. They're just not putting up the points that you're supposed to put up. The problem is that the run game looks like it's bad, and Dak is still throwing it a whole bunch of times, and they're still not seeing success. That's what it feels like. So when it comes to the Cowboys, you need to figure out what the heck they've got going on.